I think, I mean, you rightly say that the season has been a season and it's been inconsistent, and try and find your best form throughout the team, try and find your best combinations. Stop starts with a couple of rain affected games. But I do feel our general trend has gone up in the way that we've played. If you take two of our last three games, there's been very clinical performances. We had that bad blowout game, the game before the Durban game. But yeah, obviously being at home makes a difference. As you say, this year for me, it has also been a little bit frustrating around home conditions. The fact that we haven't played our best at home, possibly a little bit unsure of what the wicket was going to do. And that's always where you try and find that extra 1% or 10% to maximize your own home conditions. If you can win your home matches, generally in a campaign like this, then you'll always be in the top teams at the back end. So I felt like the last game that we played here against Durban was a really good cricket wicket, and that's probably what we've been after the whole season. Just where you feel like there's not that much difference between batting and bowling first. Maybe still slides on a little bit in the evening, but that first few games we felt it was very dry, especially the first innings, and the opposition teams. We felt like we played sometimes a little bit into their strengths, whereas I feel the previous game was really good. And then if you play your best cricket, then the best team comes out on top. So really proud with that performance that the boys put in, with a lot of pressure on us as a team. Chasing 200 against the best team in the league so far to get to the semi-finals takes a lot of character. So I think the boys will take a lot of confidence from that victory and moving into this last part of the tournament with possibly, hopefully, two games at home and then a final. The obvious thing most of the time, isn't it? You need your, if you want to call it, your big players to perform if you want to be in contention. So yeah, there's no doubt the connection between me not scoring runs in the first half of the tournament has a huge impact on the confidence in our group as a batting lineup. So in tournaments like this, you hope that you hit guys with two guys that get a purple patch, and they carry your batting lineup. And we've been a little bit light on that, but in the same as the team performance, I feel like they directly connect with each other. The last few games, when we found that rhythm. In terms of getting better starts, it generally flows through our team. I feel like the change we made with Lias Deploy up at the top tactically was a good change. Obviously Risa is an unbelievable cricketer, but we just felt the nature of our wicket, especially at home, with the ball gripping so much, and especially in the first six, having two right-handers there just felt like it was a bit of a uphill battle. So I thought that change has worked really well for us. So now you've got a partnership of two different players at the crease, which I think is important, especially if there's a bit of something in the conditions. And then, yeah, as you mentioned there, Wayne Madsen has been fantastic as well the last few games. People won't know him. He's a very, very experienced batter. We signed him as on the back of last season when the wickets were spinning quite a bit here. We felt like we needed someone with experience in that middle order that can play spin really well, and that's his game. His game is suited around all the sweep shots and reverse sweeps, so he hits unorthodox areas, and he's been brilliant for us. And same thing, no doubt, the fact that our batting lineup is in a better place is also one of the reasons in terms of that change that we made. No, it is. I mean, we believe that as a team as well. We saw last year with Sunrisers, they scraped through on their bums to get into the semi-final, and they end up winning it. Obviously, the difference this year is there's an extra game. Last year, it was just basically two semis. So the extra game is a little bit more workload in getting there, but the way that we set up at the moment with the two home games really gives us an optimistic approach around looking forward to the challenge that lies ahead. Playing a team from Paul coming here that's lost four games in a row as well now. So there's a lot of confidence to make sure that if we play our best cricket, We can beat any team on the day, and we've shown that. I think Durban this year has been remarkable the way that they've played. They've got a team full of great balance and guys in form. So to take them down was, I think the guys has a belief now that, you can beat anyone. So certainly when you get to the knockout stages, it's almost like a new tournament starts. Everything that you've done in that 3 or 4 weeks before, it means absolutely nothing. So we start the tournament fresh today with the first qualifier, and then tomorrow obviously our game. No, I think for me it's simple. It's you look at opposition and you look at maybe 1 or 2% that you can try and expose. But at the end of the day, it comes down to how well you play your own cricket. So, whether we're playing a team that is, last year we played against a team that scraped through, and we had an unbelievable run of 5 games in a row, and we got to the semi-finals and got blown away by a great performance. So whatever has happened actually means nothing. We call it 1%ers. It's more like motivational team chat stuff more than anything else. But the real stuff comes down to on the day, how well are you preferring how well are you doing at your own skills? And if we can do that, I know we can win this competition. But we need to show up and do it. The value of a tournament like this really kicks in. Is you get guys that gets the opportunity to rub shoulders with guys that would have possibly taken them, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years to get into those circles. So someone like Ronan, which is still extremely fresh, very young. He's at the infant stage of his cricket career now. So obviously in his mind, he would see this as a missed opportunity, because that's the perspective we always have when you play sport. I wanted to make an impression. It was a huge opportunity that I missed, but that's certainly not the perspective that other people has. For him, it's in a case of he's growing his game, he's understanding what it takes to perform at a higher level, and I feel that fast tracks your cricket career. The guys who really switched on in their minds would implement those lessons quickly, and their games would learn from it and evolve. You take someone probably like a Brzezinski, last year, was a little bit raw, and you see how his game has also evolved until this year. So the upside for the young players is amazing in this competition. So I'm hoping that he'll see the benefits of him in his season this year domestically, and then hopefully next year can do it in SA20. Yeah, look, Gerald has been a big mess for us, I think, and it's a big reason why we've struggled with getting the right balance. Because Gerald just completed our team with someone that comes in at number 8 who can still bat, and is that express-paced, tall guy that gets wickets through the middle. That was a big reason for us last year of doing so well in the middle. And if you have someone like him and Imran Taher bowling together in the middle, you do feel generally like there's a lot of X factor. The fact that he hasn't been there has left a little bit of a hole in terms of we either have to play only 7 batters and have a tail starting at 8, or we have to play someone at 8 that bowls as your fourth or fifth bowler, 6th bowler. So the balance has been a bit of a challenge. But yeah, in that said, it's given the opportunity for 2 other guys to step up, and the quality, and Nandre and Lazard Williams. So it's been great for me also to see their progress. I think last year, it's a similar thing. You could see that they were still on a growing journey with their cricket. And a year later, I can see how much they've come as 2 bowlers. So Nandre is bowling really well. He's getting wickets for up. He's consistent. He's getting bounce, and the same thing with Lazard. So that's great for the Proteas as well, that we've got 2 young boys that are, all 3 format cricketers that are on upwards trend. So it's been really good.
It hasn't been ideal last 4 games, but I think, like I mentioned after the game in Port Elizabeth, I was really happy with the way that we went about the previous game. You're going to win some and lose some, and the way we went down was what we want. The way that we played, executed really well, and I managed to get a competitive score. The previous games, I thought, look, we played really good cricket. Unfortunately, opposition took us away in the last 4 to 5 overs in all those games. So what we thought would have been, a good score then became quite a massive score. So as batters, you kind of under pressure in the sense of getting 10, 11 and over from the get-go. So yeah, it's the nature of the game. But look, we really are refreshed and looking forward to tomorrow's game. As you mentioned, this T20 game, it can swing really quickly. So we're really positive and optimistic about it all. We've been playing really good cricket throughout the competition and take a lot of confidence from that. So the boys are in a good space. Yeah, look, it's for me, it's just about sticking to the process. Our processes have been really good throughout the tournament. Like I mentioned, we've been in the game until the 16th over, 15th over. So it's just a couple key areas at the back end there that we have spoken about. We'll definitely look to correct that. But for me, it's just instilling confidence. I mean, we're still third on the log. We've worked really hard to get into that position. Look, we could have lost 5 games in different stages through the tournament, and it would have looked a little bit different. It's just the fact that we've lost 4 in a row. So I mean, I must be very honest with you. I'm not in any way stressed or panicked that that we've lost 4 in a row. I think we've played really good cricket throughout. So just finding our mojo again, in the sense the last game was a really good turnaround, and like I said, this is a new game tomorrow and it's a playoff. So we're really up for it. Over the last year and a bit, it's been kind of not really sure what to do first. You kind of know in the past exactly what to do, but it has kind of thrown us a little bit. But look, I haven't looked at the wicket at the moment. We just arrived, so we'll have a look at the wicket, see what we think would be best. But I mean, we're well prepared in all sort of conditions. I mean, we've won up in Pretoria, we won here as well, in the group stages. So I wouldn't say, I mean, we've done well in pole and it suits our game, but we've done really well in the half fault as well. So I think we're well equipped for any real conditions, and it's just about adapting on the day. Whatever we kind of sum up the first couple overs, what the wicket's going to be like, we then play according to plan. So yeah. Look, I'm just really proud of the way the guys have gone about their business this year compared to last year. I feel like it's been a great transition from last year, where a new team, guys have got to know each other a lot better under pressure, known each other a lot better, gelled a lot better. I feel like we've played a better brand this year, being the second year, and probably highlights the match that highlights it was in Pretoria. We were under the pump massively, and we pulled that game from nowhere. So it was a great victory for us and a great confidence builder. And obviously the last couple of games haven't gone according to plan, but we can always draw strength from other games that we have done really well. So for me, the guys have defended really well at the back end there. We'll take a lot of confidence from that, but probably the highlight game for us so far. I am, to be honest. I mean, the nature of the tournament, the fourth place was always going to be a bit tight, but they played really, really good cricket, and they're an unbelievable team. So, looking at all the teams, really strong. So the competition is really high, and for them to have snuck in there was really good of them. They played, like I said, really good cricket, so they deserved to be there. And it was always going to be a tight one at the back end, but they managed to get over the line in a couple of games. So it was good to see from their side. And I mean, we never really had any expectation of who's going to be in, all those kind of chats. But we're now playing against them, and we've prepped. We've had good success against them, and looking forward to tomorrow. So it's going to be cool.